Hi there, my name is Josh Edgar, and I am a turfgrass management student at Olds College. I'm taking part in the field school and currently working at Cordova Bay Golf Course in Victoria. One of the things we talk a lot about at school is that you can't manage what you don't know. For school, we've created a greens report card. You can see mine here, and this is simply one of those ways that you can collect data on the golf course that will then help you manage it as best as you possibly can. So what you can see here, this is sort of the dashboard for my report card. You have it sorted by month and green. So once a month, this is something that you will do, and then you will do that for each of the greens, including the putting green. You can take a look here. These are the things that we have listed as really important to growing conditions. So the sunlight, air movement, entrance and exit points, size of green, cupping area, surface drainage, internal drainage and root zone porosity, irrigation control and coverage, purity of turf stand, amount of play, and water quality. So these are the things that we will look at in this report card. And you can see little ditties here written up about each of the things, and those all come from a survey. So if we go click right here, we can go view the survey. So this is where I had put that information in. So I didn't actually type any of it in, and I simply inputted it here. Each of these numbers, each of these selections will be translated into a number. So if we go back to our report card, these numbers will then be collected in the monthly sheets. So as you can see here, we've selected all of the different options, and it's translated into a number, and it's actually given an average score for that green. So most of this is doing really well. Threes, there's a couple threes, fours and fives across the board, except for amount of play. Cordova Bay has a lot of rounds. We're open year round, which contributes to that. And so unfortunately for growing conditions, that's not ideal. Though as you can see, the average is a 4, which means overall the green's doing fairly well. If you take a look at the actual golf course, it does look very, very good right now. And okay, so if we go ahead and let's look at a hole that I haven't put data in yet. Let's go to hole 17. So as you can see in the top right here, it's loading. There's a lot of information and a lot of cells here, so sometimes it takes a couple seconds. So as you can see here, no data is across the board. So we can go ahead and go back to the form, and let's put some data in for hole 17. It's south-facing. It gets a lot of sun, and it is pretty open on the west side as well, so it gets some evening sun as well. It's sort of shaded on the back right, on the back side of it, so it's blocked from some serious winds that way. There are a couple of exit and entrance points. I think we'd probably put 3. And this is just a quick example here. A lot of the time, I would actually be out there on the golf course using my phone to do this. I can use these the survey and the Google Forms while I'm out there, which is a really, really good tool. Alright, so if we go ahead and submit that and head back to our survey or sheet here, you can see in the top right the loading bar. It's done now, and you can see that all of the information has now filtered through. So now that we have taken a quick look at the basic functionality of this program, let's take a look at some of the pros and cons. Obviously the pro is that you are collecting data on your golf course, though a con might be that it is fairly general. It's not specific day-to-day things. It's more of a general thing. Although that can also be a pro because you'll be able to document improvements over time. And you can pinpoint really specific changes that are needed. Just as a superintendent, you would want to put your crew in a position to succeed. It's the same way with your greens. You want to put your greens in a position to succeed. And this greens report card is a great tool to analyze whether that is the case or not. So if we look at a couple pros and cons for this specific sheet that I've built here, I think it's fairly simple. It's fairly easy to use, fairly clear. You have the monthly rundown here, and if you're looking for the entire course, you can come and we'll go to June, and that way you can take a look at everything on the golf course for a month in one place. So I feel like that there's quite a good opportunity to take a look at how things are working. Though if you take a look at the whole report, something like this picture might not be up to date. I know right now we've had fantastic weather and the golf course is looking absolutely prime. But in the picture there is some brown, there's some wear pattern around it. Of course, though, it is really nice to be able to have a picture and be able to take a look at the green that you're analyzing and say, yes, there is limited ways for the golfer to walk off, and therefore, maybe there is some wear there that we need to improve. So that's a big positive as well. But now that we've taken a look at some of the pros and cons, I think it's time to sort of maybe dive in a little bit more depth to how this sheet works. So if we take a look at some of the tabs here, we can see here the function that is being used, the formula that is being used, takes directly from the form responses the cell. So the index and match formula here is used to basically say match this cell up here, B3, and find where in this form responses range you find both this one and E3 over here. So if we go to the form responses, we can see that we have June, that was B3, and hole number 17 in this case, and that is C3. And then we have the list of all of the information that is being passed along. So that's where this information comes from. The picture itself actually comes from my filtering page. The filtering page is a bit of a beast, and its purpose is to fill up the greens report card for each month. So these are numbers, and we wanted numbers, and we wanted averages, so that we can get a real good picture of not just how the golf course does at each sort of category, but how each hole does overall. So again, we can see that if it wasn't simply for the amount of play that our greens receive, that this would be an incredibly high number, and that our first green is excellent. If we go ahead and take a look at the filtering page, it's a little complicated, but you would never really use this on a day-to-day basis. This gives us parameter scoring, so that down here we have formulas that simply link together to put the words that are in the form responses and put a number to them. And that's simply, all of this is done there, and we have our pictures at the bottom. And there you go. So that's basically how it works. It's a great tool. I'm looking forward to using it this summer. As you can see, I haven't used it that much yet, as a lot of these are just no answers yet. And I hope that you learned a little bit about not just my project, but maintaining grass and the importance of data collection. Thanks for watching.